Let's get it on.
All right, y'all, here we go again. Think like a GM, not a fanboy. So now I want to talk about the running back position once again for Seattle. You can go back and watch the drawing I did a couple of months ago or whatever on Kenny McIntosh, who would be a pick that you guys should look at in the maybe third round or something like that. Remember, I'm anti first round running back, and I'm actually probably going to put, you see, I'm still hedging my bets there, a no exception rule. I know it sounds crazy, but guess what? I guess I'm that, because I've seen the data. I understand the position. I played the position. The shit is a cut and dry position. To me, it's a dime a dozen position, and it has become devalued no matter how you try to convince yourself otherwise. Now, right here, look. First round, obviously, you know you got to go through the line of scrimmage. If it's not a quarterback, if it's not a person who impacts the line of scrimmage, like a edge player or a 5 or 3 technique, or say a offensive tackle, you know what I mean? Those are the guys you go and get in the top 10. Beyond that, that's when you start looking at your skill position players and everything like that. Not running back. I'm sorry. At the 20th pick, I see a lot of people talking about your man Bijan Robinson, who I think is definitely going to be a very good running back in the NFL, no doubt about that. Even if you wanted to put him in the upper echelon running backs that we've seen come through, say, listen, the best running back prospect had to have been Saquon Barkley from my Penn State Nittany Lions. No doubt about that. Big size, speed, weight freak, all that you can think of. Was he worth that high a pick? A top 5 pick? No. Even when he's at his best, which is very damn good, there are still plenty of other backs who are drafted much lower than him who are at that same best or even better. Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry, all these guys you can think of, right? Kareem Hunt led the NFL in rushing. I believe he was, a 4th or 5th round draft pick or something like that, maybe even lower. Jonathan Taylor, all these guys are 2nd round picks. Alvin Kamara was a 4th round pick. Listen. Don't do it. Don't try to convince yourself of stuff. I've heard people say, oh, if you went back and redrafted, you would make Derrick Henry the number 5 pick or something like that. You didn't do that. You can't work with hindsight. He was picked where he was, and he offers you that value. That's why I'm thinking somewhere along here for Seattle, the 53rd pick, this is a loaded running back draft. You are going to come back. You're going to come with a guy who can be a 1B to Kenneth Walker. Hell, Kenneth Walker, I don't know if they've announced or whatever like that, but at least he's up for Rookie of the Year. He was a 2nd round draft pick. You guys already have the blueprint. You can't be this goofy. You already had the blueprint. That man, one of the best running backs in the NFL already as a rookie, a 2nd round draft pick. Listen, you just need a 1B cat with him. Zach Evans. I'm going to do him this, gotta pause that. I'm going to do something on him right here to show you this guy will be absolutely perfect for the Seattle Seahawks. Kenny McIntosh still my number 1 cat out there, but if we're talking about the 53rd pick, Zach Evans, oh my goodness.
What more can I say? Top Billin.
Now, Zach Evans was a big deal coming up out of North Shore, Texas, in Houston. Your man was the 16th overall player, a 5-star running back here. Went to TCU and obviously transferred to Ole Miss for his junior season. Doesn't have a lot of wear on the tires, but look right here, the 16th overall player. And if you see here in this particular draft, or a lot of these prospects are in this particular draft right here. Look at that. Bijan Robinson and Zach Evans were neck and neck there. Well, most of the time, Zach Evans was the guy. At one particular point in time, he was the number 1 overall player in that class. And in my opinion, he lived up to the billing. A 6.5 average this past season, moving over to the SEC West with Ole Miss there. And as you can see here, he had a 7.7 average, a 7 average, and then a 6.5 average, switching conferences there. And look, there's not a lot of wear at all on this guy, right? Does he even have 300 total carries in college? Some of these cats might get that in one season. Think about it. 6 feet, 215 pounds. Excellent compliment. That's one beat, right? You want a guy, if something happened to Kenneth Walker, you would want somebody to step in and be as good as Kenneth Walker, as explosive, all of that. Zach Evans is that dude. All right, you can see him navigate this pin and pull scheme right here. They're going to be actually leading the guard right here. You see him lead out, and Evans does a good job of navigating this because it looks like the puller or the lead may have been just a tad bit too slow, and he's able to make something out of nothing, right? Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. But you'll see the pin on the nose right here, and they navigate this one pretty well right here. So NFL blocking schemes. Look at that. Oh, my man sticks that foot in the ground, and look how explosive he can be at 215 pounds. I believe I want to say I worked the regional he was at. He was a 4.5 guy coming out of high school. No doubt about it. He's in the 4.4s now. At least I expect him to run in the 4.4s at the combine there. Extremely explosive. He can hit those home runs, and he can change elevation with the pad levels as well. You see him right there. He'll seek out physicality, but he can be one of those guys. I love how he bent it back inside, trying to get a little bit more yardage as well. But if we see here, you got the puller, right? Getting the first thing sniffing, the first thing smoking, right? And my man right here coming out the block, you probably will want to follow the inside hit, but there's nothing to follow there, right? Just a bad lead block right there. So he makes something out of nothing. And look at that. Got a man grasping for straws there. Usually makes that first guy miss. I love that in the running back. Pretty much inside zone right here. He keeps pressing this kind of front side or play side here, finding that organic crease. And you can see him stick them dogs in the ground. Look. Oh, look at the acceleration right there. Able to make those cuts at a high rate of speed. I like that right there, right? Not necessarily bogging it down. You can see him navigating right here. He finds that crease, front side. And then you can see, as soon as he sees that, it's time to accelerate there. So he'll be running through tackles. You can see a couple of converging defenders on him. He reads the block right there by his receiver, takes that on the outside, and then boom, causes a bowling pin situation right here. Looking like the two stooges right there. They hit each other. You got your teammates hitting each other. Come on and pause. Ooh. They'll never be the same again. He weakened that Bernie's two cats, right? You got two Bernies in action right there, two converging defenders. You make them miss just by kind of getting skinny with it, right? Getting skinny with it, changing the elevation with the legs there. Now look at them right there. Nighty night. Your nightgowns on. You see him right there. Another explosive play. I want you to check out the vision of this particular play and look at the plane that he takes. My man, this looks almost like a split counter. You got that cross formation block here by the H-back. Everyone working in tandem there, right? Everybody working in concert with the zone steps there. You'll see him press it, almost going towards the cross formation block, but the way that it's designed and set up, it looks like it's designed for him to counter right back into the A gap here. This shit is hard. Look at this. Oh, and he keeps it vertical. He kept it north-south. That's thinking on the fly extremely quickly right there. See the zone flow start this set up there. Now look. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And you can see him bend it back towards that, but look what actually opens up. You got this right here, and he kept that on that narrow plane there, that type of vision, and finishing with a little bit of authority. One more again, full speed. Oh, ooh, quick hit and play there. Drop the pad level. Do your thing. Oh, love it when a plan comes together. That is definitely a split counter play. Once again, you get that cross formation block here. You'll see him press it towards that and then bend it back again, working off the guard there. And once again, causing these bowling pin situations. Stick that foot in the ground. Oh, 3 or 4 car pileup right there. Zach Evans off to the races. I love this play right here. Lane Kiffin be coming up with some shit, man. With Lane Kiffin in and his offensive coordinators right there as far as the pro blocking schemes go. See right there? You lead a man into his death right there, lead a man astray with that cross formation block. You can see it start to take shape right here. He navigate that, press it front side. Make sure you get skinny with a little bit of action there. And look at that. It's just straight acceleration. Go back to the moment of truth scenario right here. You got the interior defensive lineman right here. Look at him. He gets swapped on his head, right? Another nightgown situation because he sleeps. Swapped on his temple right there. Down goes Frazier. He loses control of his nervous system and then causes a 3 or 4 car pileup right there because he got smacked to sleep. Swap. He got swapped. Look at that. That's hard. As far as pass pro goes, he's a willing participant, but a lot of the times Lane Kiffin's offense sends him out into the formation or they're running these RPO schemes. Like, not a lot of time on task as far as pass pro goes, but you can see him right here. He released him to the formation. He becomes almost like a lead blocker. Oh, he may be asleep. I don't know, but he may be asleep. Look at this. Splaka Taya. But, man, you asking your running back to get out like that, take these downhill hits right here coming from second and third level players, and he's a willing participant. You got to like that. You see him break down in space. Probably not the best technique, but this is the stuff you have to teach these guys most of the time here in college, unless you're Brian Robinson Jr. with the Washington Commanders, who's one of the best pass pro guys I had seen coming out. But, hey, there you go. All right, you're going to have a G lead right here off the edge. You'll see him get right in that alleyway right here. Get upfield, change the elevation of the pass, and continue with that leg drive. Look at this. Oh, first man on. That's hard. Counter that first man and take him for a ride. Pause. Look at that. Great block right here. The G lead, right? The guard leading the in-man on the line of scrimmage right here. Linebacker breaks free. Well, look at him. He's not unable to get up under him, right? And then he has to be taken for a ride right here. Right? He tries to lasso him down right here. He's still taken for a ride. Look, he even broke loose of that and continued to get upfield, showing some of that leg power there. 6 feet, 215 pounds. Yeah. I want you to look how he manipulates the linebacker right here. Look at that. You saw that? Oh, ran him into a block. Right? You ran that man into a car crash. Look at him. He's eyeing the linebacker the entire way here. Oh, let me see. Yeah, eyeing the linebacker the entire way here. Now look, it could be one-on-one with the great one, right? He presses that just to bounce it and makes that man think that they're about to meet in the hole and runs him right into the oncoming traffic. And then 88 and out the gate, getting another explosive gainer. Come on, man. Great vision and great ability to improvise on the fly right there. And then finishing with the pad level. I like Evans because he's a one cut and go style runner. He's not going to be dancing too much. He'll at least get you 3 or 4 yards. Sometimes, right, as much as I like Kenneth Walker and like watching him on film, he will get a little bit jingle-footed. He'll lose some yardage, right? He'll go backwards, do all kind of stuff like that. Sometimes, man, you just have to help yourself. Get yourself 2 or 3 yards and live to fight another day. On this joint right here, you'll see him navigate this split zone right here. Keeping it tight to the vest, you'll see somebody, I want to say maybe the guard right here, he gets splatter whacked into a coma here. So he has some sanitation he has to manage, and he still manages to keep it north-south. Look at that. Oh, skirts around him and then gets you some yardage, right? A lot of the time, some of these cats that see a guard like this, right, getting that prison loving, right, getting that prison loving, and then they'll start to panic and get jingle-footed, start trying to reverse course. But you can see him here. He navigates that right around his foot, right around his dead carcass, and still gets north-south right there, getting off the inside hip of the center, lowering that pad level. Look like he still got about 4 or 5 yards on that play as well. Can he catch the ball out of the backfield? No doubt about that. I've seen him with some concentration drops, though. Nothing out of the ordinary. I don't believe he has a ton of catches in college, but I believe somebody tried to play me on Kenneth Walker as well. I always say this: usage does not determine talent, right? Just because somebody doesn't use you in a certain fashion does not mean you can't do it. They might just have somebody else they want to do that particular job there, and we showed Kenneth Walker showed that he could definitely catch the ball out of the backfield. We see this right here, more of the leak out variety type right here. Just catches the ball and gets upfield, makes somebody miss. So, listen, there you have it, man. Ton of guys out there. I'll keep going over some of them, man. Beyond Zach Evans, of course, like I said before, Kenny McIntosh is the guy. I like him. If we're talking about these later rounds of Zach Charbonnet, right, cat that I identified when he was in high school going into Michigan, he lived up to it. A big old back as well. One of these 220-pound plus cats. Man, it is a ton of guys out there, man. So running back super deep, not something that you should want to go out of your way to grab a Bijan Robinson, despite the hype and everything. Somebody's going to perform just like him. It may be several guys performing just like Bijan if he's taken in the first. So even a Jahmyr Gibbs as well, who I've heard some first-round chatter from. At least people come to the channel and say that people will perform like them. There's no doubt about that. You got my guy from out here from Syracuse, Sean Tucker, who I think is a very good running back as well. So I don't know. Let me know what you think, though. I still know you're going to see some goofy people. Some dude came up here and said that Bijan Robinson should be the first pick, right? Like the number 5 overall pick that Seattle has. So you're still going to have people like that. But to each their own, man. It is what it is. It's just a draft. We have not had a free agency. We don't know how these guys ultimately will turn out. These are just opinions, all right? It's your boy, Mid-Atlantic Murph, a.k.a. the Underground King. Holla at your boy. As always, thank you to everybody. Make sure you hit that thanks button to tip your waiter. You know I'll be bringing you that hibachi, baby. Strike the band.
What more can I say? Top Billin.